it's Angela from North Carolina, and today I'm making two pot pies. I'm making one that's chicken and one that's vegetable. They're identical except for the chicken. And the one that's vegetable, I'm using cream of celery soup, where I'm using cream of chicken for the other one. So I've already got quite a bit of celery and onion that I cooked clear. I went ahead and boiled 4 large potatoes with sliced carrots together. And my chicken is finishing up right now that I'm going to break apart. So I'm going to go ahead first, and I'm going to start the one that's the vegetable one because I've already got everything I need for that since the chicken's not cooked yet. And I'm using vegetable broth. Add a little bit of salt and pepper. I don't normally use salt and pepper, but pot pie does need it. I'm going to throw in my cream of chicken soup. This is so delicious. I've been making this easy pot pie ever since I can remember. And the topping is nothing but milk with some Bisquick. And I'm going to turn my milk into buttermilk by adding a little bit of vinegar to it. So I've got my cream of chicken soup, cream of celery soup. Probably didn't need the whole thing. And put a little broth in. You can also make broth out of bouillon cubes if you prefer to do it that way. Yeah, my vegetable one's going to be really creamy, but I like it that way. It gives it good flavor. And then I'm going to put in some of my vegetables. And I'm saving the other ones for the one with chicken. And you can use any kind of vegetables that you like. We just really prefer potatoes and carrots with ours, with the basic vegetables like, you know, the lima beans and the frozen mixed vegetables that you saw. Your basic frozen mixed vegetables. You can also make pot pie with winter vegetables. It's just not my family's favorite. Okay, I'm going to make some buttermilk real quick. I poured about a cup, maybe a little bit more of Fairlife milk into a bowl. I'm going to add just a little bit of vinegar. That was probably half of a tablespoon. I think I need a little tiny bit more vinegar. And I've got my pot pie all mixed up for the vegetable one with my cream of celery soup and my vegetable broth. So now I'm going to throw a topping on it real quick and put it in at 350. And it's only going to have to cook about 20 minutes at the most, maybe 25. Sorry about that. You make a lot of biscuit batter. That's our family's favorite part. Don't be shy about it. And I don't measure. So this is probably a cup of milk with a little bit over a cup of flour, the Bisquick. I just felt, when it felt like the right consistency, I quit putting the Bisquick in. And so now this is going to go in. And like I said, it doesn't have to cook very long. Now I've got to shred my chicken up. I use my scissors to cut the hot chicken, and I don't shred it up. I think people like to be able to taste the chicken in their chicken pot pie, so I leave it not chunky, but you can actually, you know, see the pieces and taste the chicken. So my family likes this so much that when my kids were young and coming home from college or wherever they'd been, they would bring a casserole dish with them, and they would take a chicken pot pie home, and their friends would be waiting when they got back. It was pretty funny. They would actually drive up and have the oven preheated for it to go in. I used to send them half-cooked so they could finish cooking them at home. So you can tell I've got my chicken chunked up. Like I said, I don't like to come upon the chicken and not realize it's chicken in a pot pie. So I make mine kind of chunky. And I've got my cream of chicken soup, 1 can. And I'm using chicken broth with this one. And then it's going to go into the oven also with the other one and cook for the same amount of time because everything's cooked. My chicken is already cooked. My vegetables, the potatoes and carrots are cooked. And it doesn't take the frozen vegetables long at all to come together. There's some chicken I missed. Don't be afraid of your fingers, especially if you're making your own food. Nothing shreds chicken like your own hand. I think that's it. Grab a paper towel. That one's coming together. You can tell I've been doing this so long that without even measuring, I ended up with the exact amount for my small casserole dish as I did for my large casserole dish. So now I'm going to throw my topping on this one. And I'm going to add a little bit more broth. There's nothing worse than a dry pot pie than one that's too wet. You got to kind of get a happy medium there. So I'm going to put my topping on this one too. I've already got my milk made into buttermilk. I'm whipping up my flour, my Bisquick. Alright, so my topping on the second one's on top. And it's going in. You keep an eye on it because you don't want your topping to get too burnt. If it starts to get burnt, I throw a little bit of aluminum foil over the top of it. So the big one's going in. It's going to cook a little bit longer because it's bigger. And the other one's just about coming out. It won't be long. Well, my vegetable pot pie is completely done. And I have my second one, my chicken pot pie. I took it out before it's finished because I'm going to freeze it. We're only going to eat the one tonight, and I'm going to save the other one. So I'm going to finish cooking the other one probably for about 10 minutes after I unfreeze it. Thanks so much for watching, and give this a try. It's really good. And like I said, the topping was nothing but milk that I turned into buttermilk with my vinegar or lemon juice, whichever you have. Or if you've got buttermilk, and I used my Bisquick and poured it over the vegetables that you saw I mixed up. Take care. Bye-bye.